Okay. Welcome to all of you to this, what might be the fourth night of the SUNDAR KAANDA. And when we left it last night, we saw Hanumanji meeting Sitaji in Ashok Vatika, and after telling her about how Nar and Banar met, because that was her question. How did the monkeys and the men form this alliance and all that? She was curious, and he explained everything in detail. And now, Nar Banar hi sang kahu kaise? Kahi katha bhai sangati jaise. He told the whole story. Then only he now started feeling hungry. And this is a very wonderful thing. The Sevak who is in service of Bhagwan, he thinks of Bhagwan only. He doesn't think of his own hunger and his own thirst and his own personal benefit only. Thinks about Bhagwan. And now after doing the work of Bhagwan, giving Sitaji this message and all, then only he tells that I am feeling little bit hungry and I saw so many nice fruits here in this Ashok Vatika, and now I should eat. Then she said, no, not good thing, because this Ashok Vatika is protected by so many great big Rakshasas, and you're a little monkey. The Rakshasas will eat you, like that kind of thing. And Hanumanji thereafter showed her this huge form. Remember, he had the power to take on any form. This is a very interesting thing. See, he is Lord Shiva himself, who is capable of taking on any form. He is blessed with so many powers. And it is not, some people get little bit disturbed when we say that he's a little monkey and now he showed a big form of a big monkey and all. Please pay attention to this. You do not try to change Hinduism, because Hinduism is really based on fundamental thinking, a fundamental thought. And what is there in Hinduism? It is that Bhagwan is there, and Bhagwan is Sarva Shaktiman, all powerful, all knowing, Sarvajna, and Sarva Vyapi, all pervasive, all of these qualities. So Sarva Shaktiman means all powerful, and if he is all powerful, that means he can take whatever form. And so in Hinduism, the Lord has taken many forms of a boar, a fish, anything, turtle, like that, isn't it? Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Varaha avatar. The Lord takes any nama rupa he so desires or sees fit that is going to really get the work done. That is the idea. So this is Hinduism. You should not be apologetic and go to other communities and no, he's not a monkey, If you reinterpret the word, you will see he's not a monkey. You don't reinterpret anything. The fundamental teaching in Sanatana Dharma is Bhagwan takes any form. And that is also beneficial for us. How? Because it gives us an opportunity to look beyond Nama Rupa, which is essential for Mukti. We have to learn to look beyond Nama Rupa. Sarva Nama Rupa Prasarana. The whole world is just names and forms which are all unreal. So, don't start reinterpreting Hinduism. It is there, and it is Puja Gurudev used to do this all the time. Don't start reinterpreting Hinduism. There is a caste system in Hinduism. Yes, what you meet, it is now in front of you, and you have to have the intellectual might to justify that thing, to see how that is right, not how it is wrong. It's a very clear, there's a caste system in Hinduism. No, just that caste system has to be seen in correct light. And that's what Puja Gurudev is to do. And anything which you think as controversial and this and that and all that, is great and piercing intellect could really bring out the essence of that thing. And this was his mission. So he'll explain that caste system in its proper perspective. So also now, because people feel sometimes, because we are pitted against other communities, you people worship a monkey god? So you don't want other people to tell you that. So then what you do, you reinterpret the meaning of something which you find in Hinduism. It is the Supreme Lord of the universe who has the capacity to take any name and form that he wants. But our work now is to see beyond that name and form and to see that he is the absolute reality. So she told, you are such a little monkey, and these big, terrible Rakshasas, they're all here. They'll eat you. Then he showed that great big form, and she said, okay, go eat. Like that. She also, okay, you better come back to that little form that you had before. And he went there and started eating fruits from that Ashok Vatika. Well, it is the nature of, he himself tells, it is his nature, he eats fruits and breaks a few branches. That is what monkeys do. Break a few branches and all. Then those Rakshasas heard this commotion and came there and started raining blows on him. And he really beat out all of them. He beat out all of these Rakshasas. And then they went running to Ravan and told him, my dear, a monkey is laying waste this Ashok Vatika. So Ravan sent his younger son, that is Akshay Kumar. And that Akshay Kumar came there and Hanumanji killed him. And I told you this story on the first day, I think. Hanumanji killed Akshay Kumar also. Then that news went back to Ravan. He was furious. Then he sent his other son now, Indrajit, whose name was Meghnad. Indrajit he got because he had conquered Indra. Now that Meghnad came. And a big fight ensued between Hanumanji and this Meghnad. Now let us see which number it will pick up from, and you can follow there if you have your Ramayana in front of you. After number 18, Sunisuta Badalankesari Sana, hearing the death of his son, his younger son Akshay Kumar, Ravan became angry like anything. Patayesi Meghnad Balavana, and he sent now Meghnad there to confront Hanumanji. Right? This is after 18, and then you go. That fight went on for a good while. At one time, Hanumanji also gave one blow to this Meghnad and Murcha Ai. Tai ek chana Murcha Ai. It means he made Meghnad unconscious, even the great Meghnad who had conquered Indra. Hanumanji also gave him such a blow. Muthika mari charha taru jai. Tahi ek chana Murcha Ai. This is just before 19. Then Meghnad thought, what is this? Who is this monkey? This fellow is extremely powerful. And then Meghnad, realizing that his raw strength could not deal with this monkey, and then what he did, well, when all your conventional artillery fails, then you have to take out your nuke. So the nuke of the time was the Brahma Astra. Now see, this is number 19. Meghnad. Brahma Astra te sandha, kapi man कीन विचारो राम, कपि मन कीन विचार। जौन ब्रह्म सरमानऊ, महिमा मिटई अपार सिया, बर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। Brahma Astra te sandha, he released that Brahma Astra, kapi mana kina vichar, and Hanumanji thought. Now see how sharp his intellect is. Brahma Astra is the most deadly weapon known at the time. And the weapon is released. And still Hanumanji has enough time to his sharp, tikshna buddhi. He thought, kapi mana kina vichar. And I told you, kapi mana kina vichar. Again and again this phrase is coming, see. And that happens only because there is presence of mind. What a split second he has to think. And what is he thinking? Jauna Brahma Saramana Mahima Amitaya Par. If I do not succumb to this Brahma Astra, then Brahmaji himself will get bad name. Brahmaji himself will lose credibility, because it is Brahmaji himself who has bestowed this weapon. And this weapon becomes ineffectual against me. Then the people will say, what type of weapon Brahmaji gave and what kind of boon he gives? Nothing works. The Brahmaji is unreliable, like that. So Brahmaji will get bad name like that. So this is what Hanumanji is thinking. In other words, he says, better I allow myself to be overwhelmed by this astra, this weapon. Brahmaban kapi kahu te mara, paratihubar kataku sanghara. Te dekha kapi murchita bhayau, nagpas bandhes ilai gayau. And he allowed himself to be conquered by that Brahma Astra. He fell down murchit, unconscious. Fell down unconscious means he pretends to be unconscious. He's very much conscious. And then now Meghnad came. See, if you really study the lines, and in between the lines, you'll see how funny. It's a very, very humorous all thing. Meghnad came very close, and is he unconscious really? Meghnad was doubtful. Why? How you know? See, even though the Brahma Astra, which is the most powerful weapon, was released and Hanumanji became unconscious, Meghnad was not taking any chance. What he did, he took Nagapas also and then bounded. Another weapon. In other words, Hanumanji has so much of love and reverence for Brahmaji and so much of reverence for Brahma Astra. But Meghnad has doubt whether this Brahma Astra has really done its work. So he takes Nagapash also and binds him. You see? So now he drags the Hanumanji. Jasu nama japi manahu bhavani bhava bandhana katahi nara jnani तासु दूत की बंद तरु आवा प्रभु का रज लगी कपि बंधावा बैठावा. Means Hanumanji, who is a Duta, messenger, servant, a sevak of Bhagwan Ram. And who is that Ram? That Ram whose name people take and cross over Sansar. Can anything happen to that Rama's Duta? Brahmastra can conquer him. Not possible. Prabhu Karaj Lagi Kapihi Bandhava. Means it is only to further the work of Bhagwan Ram that he allowed himself to be conquered. That is the idea. Because just now he taught Kapimana Kina Bichar, and now he surrendered to the Brahma Astra. And this is a big thing in this surrender to the Brahma Astra. It's a symbolic thing. From here now, after that surrender, what is going to happen is going to be outside Hanumanji's hands. When we surrender, things now come in the hands of Ishvara. And what unfolds is being directed only by Ishvara. Now you know what happened thereafter. In this story, Lord Shiva is making this comment to Parvati ji that Tapibandana Suni Nisichara Thai, when all the Rakshasas heard that the monkey has been captured, they all started running everywhere. Kautukalagi Sabha Savai, and they brought him in front of Ravan. Dasamukha Sabha Dikhi Kapijai Kahina Jai Kachu Ati Prabhutai. Hanumanji was brought into the. Now see, just now he says he was Muruchit, unconscious. Now he's in Ravan's court, and he says, yeah, the beauty of Ravan's court when he was brought there. Dasamukha Sabha Dikhi. He's seeing the beauty of Ravan's court. So there is no line between these chopais, and no line which said, okay, he came back to consciousness. That means he had never gone into unconsciousness at all. He was all the time conscious only. He was only pretending. Now, he sees Ravan's court, and his statement, Kahina jai kachu ati prabhutai. The beauty and greatness of Ravan's court was beyond description. Nobody could describe how lavish Ravan's court was. Ravan's palace. That is the idea. Karajore Sura Disipa Binita means all the gods were standing there like this. Gods, Ravan had conquered all of them. Brikuti Bilokata Sakala Sabita. All of them, Sabita means with great fear, all of them standing in front of Ravan like this, and waiting for Ravan to give a sign with his eyebrow. This is how Ravan had conquered all the gods and how he had treated them. Dekhi Pratapana Kapi Manasanka. But Hanumanji came in there, and seeing all of this greatness and glory of Ravan, there was not one iota of fear in Hanumanji's mind. Not an iota. Jimmy, Ahigana Mahu Garuda Asanka. Like how Garud lands in a whole pool of snakes. There is not one fear in Garud if he lands there. You see? One iota of fear. This is the idea. Kapi Biloki Dasanana Bihasa Kahi Durbad. Ravan, seeing Hanumanji, he laughed. You know the Ravan laugh. I cannot do it so well, but all of you know that. And at the same time, Durbad means he gave some insults, curses to Hanumanji also, like that. Sutabada Surati Kini Puni Upaja Hridaya Vishad. So, in the first line of the and this is Ravan's life. In the first line of the Doha, he laughs and insults Hanumanji. In other words, there's joy because we conquered the monkey. Like that. Then in the next line, remembering that the monkey had just killed his own son, he is miserable. So joy and sorrow in the same Doha. Now, Ravan spoke. And listen to his words. Mahabhimani Tulsidaji calls Ravan and Bali, two of them. See his words. कहलंकेस कवन तय कीसा केहि के बल घाले ही बन खीसा की श्रवण सुने ही नहीं मोई देखो अति असंक सठ तो ही मारे निशिचर के ही अपराधा कहु सठ तो ही न प्राण कई बाधा जय रघुराम जय सीताराम सीताराम श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Kahalankesh. Kahalankesh means Ravan said. Kavanatay kisa. Who are you? What tell about you now? Who are you? Keike balagalehi bana kisa. On whose strength did you uproot all the trees in Ashok Vatika, tore that garden apart? On whose strength? It means how many questions? First, who are you? Tell about yourself, your story. On whose strength are you acting? Second question. Then third, ki thou shravana sunai nahi moi? You have not heard about me. You seem to be very bold fellow, doing whatever you want. You have not heard of my greatness and my power. You're not scared of me. This is the idea. This is the third thing. Then, mare nisichara kehi aparadha. For what reason did you kill those Rakshasas? Fourth question. Kahu sat tohina prana kai batha. You're not scared of losing your life. Like that. These questions Ravan put to Hanumanji. And then Hanumanji's reply. Sunu Ravan. Listen Ravan. Brahmana Nikaya. Pai ja subala birachita maya. जाके बल बिरंचि हरि ईसा पालत सृजत हरत दस सीसा जा बल शीस धरत सहसानन अंधकोश समेत गिरि कानन धरई जो विविध देह सुरत्राता तुमसे सठन सिखावन दाता हर को दंड कठिन जही भंजा तेहि समेत नृप दल मद गंजा. Hanumanji is describing Rama in all of these words. I'm acting on his strength. Who? That Lord, by iota of whose strength Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh all do what they do. That is the idea. I'm acting on the strength of that Lord. Who takes birth from time to time in various forms to come and teach wicked Abhimani people like you a lesson. Hanumanji is very bold also, because Ravan is speaking all strong words and insulting words. So Hanumanji is also telling. Kharadushan trisira arubali badhe sakala atulit balasali. The one who killed Kharadushan and Trisara means he was the one who killed. In other words, he killed such great powerful beings, and your turn will be next. That is the idea. Jake balalavale sate jitehu charachara jhari. He by whose little strength you got, he from whose little strength you got, and you are able to conquer all of these gods and conquer everybody. Tasu dute me jakari haryane hu priya nari. I am his duta, the one whose wife you kidnapped. That is the idea. So, this is just to answer one of Ravana's question. Whose strength am I acting on? He describes the Lord of the universe, on whose strength Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh act. I am acting on his strength. In other words, Hanumanji quickly relinquishes all claim to personal power. That is the idea. All claim to that. And then Ravana's other question was, haven't you heard of me? Hanumanji said, yes, I heard. Very interesting. जानो मैं तुम्हारी प्रभुताई, सहस बाहु सन परी लड़ाई, समर बाली सन करी जसु पावा, सुनी कपि बचन भी हसी बिहरावा. Yes, I have heard of you. I heard that you had a scuffle with Sahasra Bahu and with Bali at one time. These were the two people who had conquered Ravan in the past. So I have heard of you. And they beat you up. That Bali had treated Ravan really badly, you know. When Ravan heard this, he laughed it off like that. And then he asked, for what reason did you kill those Rakshasas? Kei aparad, what they did? He said, well, khayau phala, prabhu lagi bhuka, kapi subhav. My nature, monkey nature, I went and ate fruits. Then, sabake deha param priya, Swami, all people love their body, and I was hungry at the time. So I went to eat. Marahi mohi, kumaraga gami, and all your Rakshasas started beating me. Then, Jina mohi mara, te mai mare. This is the law of jungle. It was jungle. I am monkey. Law of jungle. Those who beat me, I beat them back. Jina mohi mara, te mai mare. Te par bandeu, tanaya tumare. And then your son came there and bounded me and brought me here. Mohina kachu bandhe. Kai laja. I am not at all ashamed of being bound and brought here. Why? Kina chahau nija prabhu kara kaja. I am doing it all in the name of Bhagwan Ram. Binati karau jori kara Ravan. Sunahu manataji mora sikhavan. My dear Ravan, I am requesting you very humbly. You drop all this abhiman, this man which you have, and listen to my words. Dekahu tuma nija kulahi bichari. Think about the welfare of your family. Brahmataji bhajahu bhagat bhaya hari. You give up all this delusion which you have and worship that Bhagwan Ram, who is the remover of the fears of all the devotees. Well, Hanumanji went on like this to give Ravan good counsel. And Sundara Dasakanta Kahau Panam Ropi Bimukha Rama Trata Nai Kopi. Anybody who has turned averse to Bhagwan Ram, nobody can save them, including you. Nobody can save you if you have turned averse to Bhagwan Ram. Sankara Sahasa Vishnu Aja Tohi Sakai Naraki Rama Kara Drohi. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, nobody can save that person. Like this, Hanumanji went on giving nice counsel. Then Ravan's reply, Bole bihasi maha abhimani. See, maha abhimani, I was telling you. This is after 23. This is maha abhimani Ravan. He spoke now with his loud laugh again. And then what was his exclamation? Mila hamahi kapi gurabara gyani. Oh, like that. Oh, in this monkey we have found a great guru. Like that. This was two things about Ravana. Two things you see standing out very, very conspicuously in Ravan. What is that? One is, Ravan thought that nobody knew more than him. And second thing, Ravan also thought that nobody was more powerful than him. He told to Marich in Aranyakant, you see there. Where is there any Jodha like me? Very clearly he tells. So he thought nobody was more powerful or nobody was more knowledgeable. And these are the two recipes for trouble. So he used like Mrityu Nikata Ai Khalatohi. Then he's telling, because of his power now, means Hanumanji cannot teach him anything. This is first thing. Second thing is Mrityu Nikata Ai Khalatohi. You wicked, foolish fellow, your death has come near. Ravana is telling to Hanumanji. Your death has come near. Lagesi Adama Sikhavana Mohi. You very strong words, huh? Adham, Nich, low, fellow, you're trying to teach me? So two things. Your death has come near. Ravana is exhibiting his strength because I'm going to kill you. Another, you're trying to teach me. Like that. Ulta hoi ka Hanumana. Hanumanji said, my death has come near. It is reverse actually. Your death has come near. It is true. Mati Brahma Tor Pragatame Jana. This is an old saying that when death is coming, the person gets crazy like. This is telling to Ravan. Mati Brahma Tor Pragatame Jana. I could see your head has turned upside down because death is coming. Suni kapi bachana bahut kisiyana begina harahu murkara prana. When he heard the words of Hanumanji's words were also very strong. Ravan flared up with great rage. Then there is nobody in this court who can quickly kill this monkey. Or this fool, like that. Mood. This is Ravan's word. Sunata nisachara marana thai. All the Rakshasas, when they heard it, they drew their swords and rushed towards Hanumanji. Well, this is typical Hindi film scene. They all drew their swords and rushed towards Hanumanji to kill him. Well, you know that in the Hindi film, that what happens? Well, in the same chaupa itself, Sachivana Sahita Vibhishan I. Vibhishan appeared. Right? Dramatic presentation. Just I tell you, all these Bollywood people, they have read Ramayana only. Because in the midst of the drama, when all the Rakshasas rushed to kill Hanumanji, Dharam! And now Vibhishan entered there. And then Naisis. He bowed his head. Kari binaya bahuta. Niti virodhana Maria Duta. And he quickly said, No. It is against all propriety and all proper. Niti. Niti is a big word in Sanskrit. It's improper statecraft. You cannot kill a Dut. He is a Dut. Anadanda kachu kariya gusai. Oh Lord, Ravan. Vibhishan is telling now to Ravan. Give some other punishment to him. Sabai kaha mantra bhala bhai. And everybody who was there, all the people in Ravan's court, yeah. They said, correct. Vibhishan told correct, like that. You can't kill a Duta. You give him some other punishment. Sunata bihasi bola the Sakandar. And Ravan hearing this, he laughed. Okay. Anga bhanga kari pataiya bandar. You let us break all his limbs. We break all his limbs. Then Ravan thought again. Kapike mamata puch para sabai kahau samujhai. Tela bori patabandi puni pawak dehu lagai. And Ravan, after saying, let us break all his limbs, then thought, monkeys are very, very fond of their tails, you know. Now, bind his tail with cloth and soak it with oil and light his tail afire. Like that. This is Ravan's last order. Puchahi na banarate jaihi. Tajaihi. When his tail is burnt out, then without tailless, he'll go maybe to a retail store. No, he'll go He'll go to bring his Lord, wherever his Lord is. Sabasata nija natahi lai aihi. He will go and bring he's been talking about his Lord, who is his Lord. He'll go and bring him. When his tail has been burnt out. Jinake keen hisi bahut badai dekhu mein. Tinha kay prabhutai. He'll bring him, and then he's been speaking so much about that Lord. I will see him. I'll see what greatness he's talking about. In other words, again, Ravan is not thinking that there is anybody who is more powerful than him, you see. He was under great delusion. Bachana sunat kapi mana musukana. When Hanumanji heard all these Ravan's words, he himself laughed. And then what he thought? Bhai sahai sarad mein jana. I know. Saraswati Mata is helping me. She made Ravan say this stupid thing. What? Light his tail afire. He thought Mother Saraswati is helping. Just like how she came and made Kaikeyi say certain things. Now she made Ravan say certain things. Jatu dana suni Ravana bachana lage rachay moor soi rachana. As Ravan had ordered, so all the Rakshasas now went there. Rahana nagara basana grita tela. No ghee, no oil, no cloth, no nothing was left in that city. They got all and they kept binding his tail, tying, and his tail became longer and longer. All that story you all know. Then they took him around for a round, in the city. They drew him on a cart and they went all over the city playing drums and celebrating. Oh, now we are going to light this monkey's tail. And then finally they lit his tail. And of course, all the 49 maruts also, 49 types of winds started blowing in all directions, and he started jumping everywhere and all of this, and the whole city got burned down. All this story you know. The only thing that was not burned down was Vibhishan's little kutia. Vibhishan's little house. That thing was not burned down. Just like how the great Prahlad was not burnt in fire. Vibhishan was saved in the same way. Like this, Lanka got burned down. Then finally, Hanumanji went into the ocean and he put out his tail, a lighting tail, and then came back and met Sitaji and told, now I am going back to Bhagwan Ram. You please give me something so that I can show to Bhagwan Ram that I met you. And then she took out that Churamani, it is said, and gave, and he came back to Bhagwan Ram. This is the story. Okay, now if you see the line, Nagi Sindhu Aaye Parahi Awa Sabad Kilikila Kapina Sunawa, and he told the whole story to all the monkeys on this side. While going, there were so many obstacles, and it took such a long time to reach Lanka. And now Tulsidas ji's presentation, while Hanumanji is coming back to India, he said in quarter of a chaupai he reaches. Just quarter of a chaupai. Quarter of a verse. He reaches the other side. And no mention of any obstacle. While going so many obstacles. You see? How the spiritual path is so well presented, even through a complex story. The spiritual path is so well presented. And that is, on the road to enlightenment, there will be so many obstacles. There is like uphill battle. But after Bhagavad Darshan, and here I told you, this is just the Shanti of the self. Shanti Sita. After that journey is complete, in other words, then nothing in the world thereafter is an obstacle, nothing is negative, nothing is painful or any such thing that causes kashta to that devotee. Nothing thereafter. On the path, while going, there is so much of kashta, trouble, sorrow, anguish, pain, like that, difficulties. And he came now, and now all the monkeys, when they heard that Hanumanji had met Sitaji and they heard the story, they became so elated, they started running helter-skelter, and they laid waste the fruit orchard of Sugriva, And Sugriva saw this, he got this news, and he thought, the only way these monkeys will go and lay waste my orchard is that Hanumanji would have found Sitaji. Otherwise, they dare not go to that orchard, And now, Jamavant, Sugriv, Hanumanji, Angad, all of them, they go to Bhagwan Ram to tell the story. Now, this will be just before number 29. Just before number 29, you'll see there. नाथ काज कीनेउ हनुमाना राखे सकल कपिन के प्राण श्री राम सुनि सुग्रीव बहुरी ते ही मिलेउ कपिन सहित रघुपति चले राम कपिन जब आवत देखा ये काज मन हर्ष विशेषा श्री राम फतिक सिलावे थे दो भाई परे सकल कपि चरण निजाई प्रीति सहित सब देते रघुपति करुणा पुंज श्री राम पूछी कुशल नाथ अब कुशल देखी पद कंज श्री राम बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। नाथ काजु कीन्हे हनुमाना राखे सकल कपिन के प्राणा सुनि सुग्रीव बहुरी तेहि मिलेऊ कपिन सहित रघुपति पही चलेऊ. Jamvan told to Sugriv, Hanumanji has accomplished the work. And in the beginning he himself had said, Oi Kaj, the work will be done. Moi Harashabhiseshi. Here, Jamvan is telling that really he has accomplished the work, and they all now go to Bhagwan Ram. Ram kapin jab avat dekha ke kaj mama mana Harashabhisesha. They went there with great joy in their heart, knowing that they had accomplished the work of Bhagwan Ram. Priti Sahita Sab Bhete Raghupati Karuna Punj. Bhagwan Ram met everybody with great love. Puchi Kusala Nath Abba Kusala Dekhi Pada Kanj. This is a very. Bhagwan asked, how is everybody? They all said, well, now that we have seen you, Prabhu, we are all fine. Like that. It's a very traditional way of greeting. How are you? Now that I have seen you, I am fine. Like that. जामवंत कह सुनु रघुराया जा पर नाथ करहु तुम दाया ताहि सदा शुभ कुशल निरंतर सुर नर मुनि प्रसन्नता ऊपर. Prabhu, Jamant, he being the oldest, he speaks. Jamant was there in 7 avatars. He had seen 7 avatars of Bhagavan Vishnu, from Matsya all the way to Krishna avatar, like that. There's 7, no? After Krishna avatar, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vaman, then Parashuram, Ram, and Krishna. 8 avatars Jamvantya. So he was there in next avatar also. Like that. So, he spoke on behalf of everybody there. And he said, Prabhu, this Hanumanji, whom you have blessed, he has accomplished the work. And whoever you bless, then the whole world comes to bless. And nothing can stop, person becomes unstoppable. Soi bijayi binayi guna sagar tasu sujasu trailok ujagar. He becomes well known in all the 3 worlds, becomes victorious, he becomes everything, like that. Prabhu ki kripa bhayau sabakaju janma hamar suphalabha aju. Our life has become fruitful today because we got an opportunity to serve you and the work has been accomplished. Nath pavanasut kini jo karani sahasahu mukha na jai so barani. Whatever Hanumanji has done today, and this is what I'm telling you, this is now just before number 30, right? It's just before number 30. This Sundarkand has 60 dohas, 60. So this is midway in this Sundarkanda. And the glories of Hanumanji are being highlighted. Not whatever Hanumanji has done and accomplished, 1,000 mouths cannot describe that thing. This is Jamvan's word to Bhagavan Ram. Pavanat naya ke charita suhaye Jamvant Raghupati hi sunaye. Jamvan told the whole story of Hanumanji and his accomplishments. Sunata kripa nidhi mana ati bhaye. When Bhagavan Ram heard the exploits of Hanumanji and his accomplishment, Bhagavan Ram himself welled up with great love in his heart for Hanumanji. Puni Hanuman harash hiya laye, and brought Hanumanji to his own heart. Kahu tat, kehi banti Janaki. How is Janaki? He asked. Rahati karati racha swapranaki. How is she keeping her life, her breath? What is she doing like that? What did she say? When Hanumanji heard this question, all the sorrows of seeing Sitaji suffering in Ashok Vatika, all those sorrows came back. And he took that Chudamani and gave to Chalata Mohi Chudamani Dini. He gave it to Bhagwan Ram. Then, in a most wonderful exchange of words, Bhagwan Ram himself expresses his helplessness in thanking Hanumanji for all that he has done. And these few chopais here, they really the subject of many, many bhajans. It is said that when Bhagwan Ram came back to Ayodhya, remember Bharatji was there in Ayodhya, he had not gone on this trip. Bhagwan Ram told to Bharat, my dear Bharat, whatever this Hanumanji has done for me, I can never repay. But it is here in these chopais, just before number 32. See this. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. सुनु कपितोय समान उपकारी, नहु को सुर नर मुनि धनुधारी। प्रति उपकार करो का तोरा, सन्मुख होय न सकत मन मोरा। श्री राम सुनु सुत तोय उरिन में नाहि, देखो करि विचार मन माई। पुनि पुनि कपि चितव सुर त्राता, लोचन नीर पुलक अति गाता। सुनि प्रभु वचन बिलोकि मुखा, गाथ हर्षि हनुमंत। चरण पर्यो प्रेमाकुल, त्राहि त्राहि भगवंत सियावर। रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम सीताराम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम सीताराम। Bhagwan tells to Hanumanji that when I look into my heart, I really cannot find any way to repay you for all that you have done for me. Here is the Lord himself helpless before a sevak. Before a true sevak, the Lord becomes helpless also. He says, I cannot find. Sunusuta tohi urina mai nahi. I can never repay you for what you have done. Dekheu kari vichara manamahi. Even though I look deep into my mind, to my heart, to find any way to repay you. Puni puni kapi Chitava Suratratan, again and again looking at Hanumanji. Lochana Nira Pulaka Ati Gata, with tears coming from his eyes. And that time Hanumanji fell on the feet of Bhagwan Ram and he begged Bhagwan Ram, Trahi Trahi Bhagwan, you save me, protect me. Save me, protect me from what? When praise comes to the air, praise is a quick way to bring that person, in Bhagavad Gita, what do you say? There is a ladder of descent and destruction, isn't it? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate ityadi. Then pranashyati. Well, in Bhakti Marg, this praise. And this katha comes in Balakand, where Narad had conquered Kam, Krodh and Lobh. All three. Kam, Krodh, Lobh. But then some little praise came to his ear. And when that praise came, it went and stuck in his heart. And that caused his great downfall. Just a little bit of praise, you see. So Hanumanji begs Bhagavan Ram, Prabhu, you save me, because this praise is going to go to my heart and go to my head. Like that. And Bara Bara Prabhu Chitahi Utava Prema Maganatahi Uttab Bhava. Bhagwan Ram tried to lift him from the ground, from his feet, but Hanumanji will not get up. Eventually he got up and he brought him again to his heart. So this is Hanumanji's accomplishments and his serving Bhagwan Ram. And Jamwan's words are that when a person serves the Lord like this, like Hanumanji, selflessly, he is unstoppable. Nothing in this world can stop that person. Okay, now this is the first half of Sundarakanda, and the glories of Hanumanji, they are given. Now, the glories of Bhagwan Ram. So, Bhakta and Bhagwan now. Glories of Bhagwan Ram, and we'll see tomorrow.